Welcome back to Fenway Park, Game 2 of the series. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Devil Rays starting lineup brought to you by Rico. Carl Crawford, one of the speediest players in all of Major League Baseball, leading it off for Tampa Bay in left field. Julio Lugo at shortstop. Alex Sanchez in center field. Aubrey Huff in right. Josh Phelps, the designated hitter. Travis Lee at first base. Jorge Cantu at second base. Toby Hall doing the catching. And Alex Gonzalez bats ninth at third base. And Clement on the mound tonight for the Red Sox.
Making his Red Sox debut here at Fenway Park. A couple of no decisions against New York and Toronto. Last time out against the Blue Jays, 6 innings in that game. 6 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. He did walk 5. He's got a total of 8 walks in his first 2 starts.
Crawford in on the left side, and the first pitch of this one missing down and in.
Clement has faced the Blue Jays before. It was back in 2003 at Wrigley Field in interleague play, and he won that game going 7 innings, allowing 1 earned run.
To right field down towards the pole, but it bends its way foul on a hot shot by Carl Crawford. The Devil Rays tonight in their green jerseys.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Lexus and a 2-time Gold Glove winner Edgar Renteria in 2002 and 2003. A couple of terrific plays in the ballgame last night. Bill Miller, Bellhorn, and Millar in the infield. Ramirez, Damon Nixon in the outfield. Jason Varitek behind the plate.
Down the first base line, Millard there to gather it. He takes care of out number 1. The Red Sox were able to keep Carl Crawford all but once off the base pass last night, and they do themselves a favor here right out of the gate tonight.
Umpires tonight at home plate: Mark Wegner, Paul Norwood at first base, Gary Dowling at second, and Larry Poncino, the umpire, at third base.
Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
46 degrees at game time here at Fenway Park tonight to begin the ball game. Julio Lugo, the Tampa Bay shortstop. No homers and 3 runs batted in. Lugo 1 for 4 with a double here last night in the first game of the series. A check swing, and he did offer, says Paul Nauert, the first base umpire. And Lugo disagrees.
And quickly ahead is Clement, 0-2. This is the slider that Lugo is going to chase. And it looks like that angle like he did chase it.
Lugo 2 for 9 against Clement. Of course, he was a member of the Astros as he strikes out. First strikeout from Matt Clement. 2 down in the first.
Tell you one thing, if you've been watching Clement during spring training in the first 2 starts, this is a great pitch for him, that slider. It is so hard for those right-handers to pick up. And if he gets ahead in the count and uses that against right-handers, they're not going to have much of a chance against that pitch.
So 2 quick counts, and here's Alex Sanchez. 2 for 5 in the young season for Sanchez. He had been suspended for a 10-day period as he jolts it out towards the gap in right center field, and that's going to be trouble. All the way to the triangle in the 420 marker. Sanchez can run as he heads to third base. He's got himself a stand-up triple. 3 of them last season, and he has his first of 2005.
I was surprised, Don, when we looked at the lineup tonight, and I saw Sanchez in that 3 spot. I mean, we're not accustomed to seeing that. Usually it's a leadoff position, batting second or toward the bottom of the order. But he puts a charge in this ball all the way to the 420. And as you mentioned, he can really run. When that ball went to that area, I'm thinking maybe inside the park home run.
He's 28 years of age, was reinstated Thursday after serving the 10-day suspension from the commissioner's office for violating Major League Baseball's joint drug prevention and treatment program. And that suspension beginning on opening day, which was April 4th for Tampa Bay.
He missed a lot of last year, had hamstring problems, calf problems.
And 43 steals back in 2003. Aubrey Huff with a swing and a miss. Tampa Bay right fielder checks in, hitting at .289 to begin the season. A home run, 6 runs batted in. Huff was held hitless in the ballgame last night, was 0 for 4. Swing and a miss. Clement strikes him out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Matt Clement. Tampa Bay gets nothing. Red Sox coming up. Back at Fenway, the Devil Rays getting nothing in the top of the first inning. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first. Red Sox lineup brought to you by Dodge. Johnny Damon leading it off in center field. Trot Nixon in right. Manny Ramirez in left field. David Ortiz bats fourth as the DH. 379 a year ago against the Devil Rays. Kevin Millar at first base. Edgar Renteria at shortstop. A slow start to the season, but really coming on now. 8 for his last 21. Jason Varitek doing the catching. Bill Miller at third base. Mark Bellhorn at second base, batting ninth. The Red Sox go up against Juan Brazelton.
See the record of 0-2, but really has not pitched that bad. You see the .213 batting average against the problem. He's been hooked up against Roy Halladay and Harden of Oakland, and the team has only scored a total of 3 runs in the 2 starts that he's made. Tough time against the Red Sox, 0-1 in his career, and a tough time on the road. He has never won a game on the road in his very brief big league career. 0-11.
Johnny Damon after the first pitch pops it up foul off to the left. And these numbers are very tough.
That's incredible. The fact that he's 0-11 on the road. I mean, 15 starts total.
The 0-1 pitch to Damon. Kind of a half-hearted swing. Did he go? He did, says third base umpire Larry Poncino. 46 degrees to begin the ball game tonight. No breeze really to speak of. The flag out in left center field is pretty much still. And that's really the difference between tonight and last night. Last night that wind was coming in. Damon goes the opposite way to left, but Carl Crawford is there to make the catch.
Right fielder, number 7, Trot.
So Damon is retired and brings up Trot Nixon. .240 batting average so far for Trot. 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Over the last 5 starts for Trot Nixon, he's hit 6 for his last 18 with 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. He's been hot lately. Deep to left field. Crawford back on the dirt of the track. Will watch it hit off the scoreboard. The ricochet gets by him, and Nixon easily into second base with a 1-out wall ball double.
Well, Trot Nixon has now had 3 at-bats against Brazelton in his career, and he is 3 for 3. It's a moving fastball, a ball running away from Nixon, takes it to the opposite field, and you can hear the smash off the scoreboard in left field. Ball bounces over the head of Crawford, but it was still going to be a double anyway for Trot Nixon. That's what you call rattling the tin out there in left field.
1 down, Nixon at second base, and here comes Manny Ramirez.
All right, big night for Manny. We did an open on him now. He's going to start hitting, right?
You would think so. We've sent some guys the other way, though. And he has reached base safely in 8 straight games, but has really not gotten into much of a groove on the season. Very hard stuff inside. Manny at just .211 to begin the year. No homers and 4 runs batted in. The strike to Ramirez, and the count evens at 1-1. 91 miles per hour that time from Brazelton.
Early this afternoon, Manny was in the Red Sox clubhouse and trying to make some minor adjustments with his hands, where he is starting out with the bat. You can see the movement he has, trying to keep balance, trying to be as relaxed as possible. You know, when you're in a slump and you're not swinging the bat well, you have a tendency to tighten up. You grip the bat a little bit tighter, and that doesn't work. And you can see here Manny trying to be as relaxed as possible.
This one up over his head this time as Brazelton having trouble controlling it here. 3-1 the count.
Well, no matter how relaxed you might be, you still have to be on edge on pitches like this. A couple of times now he's gone up and in on Ramirez.
Manny taking the strike, and it's a full count. Well, in Manny's case, as far as slumps go, he doesn't know a whole lot about slumps back over the course of his career. He's not had to really dig himself out of a major slump for the most part. Nixon at second base with 1 out in the inning. Brazelton backs off. Now toes the rubber again. Ball 4 and Ramirez walks. So the first walk of the night given up by Brazelton. And the Red Sox have 2 on with 1 away. And David Ortiz coming up. Last night, David Ortiz clubbing his 3rd career grand slam. Hit it off Hideo Nomo, which capped a 7-run second inning for the Red Sox. All 3 of David Ortiz's grand slams have come here at Fenway Park. Into May 28th with Boston against Seattle last year, and then September 7th of 2000 he was with Minnesota, but he did it against the Red Sox. And at that time hitting it off Pedro Martinez's brother, Ramon Martinez. Runners in scoring position so far, 4 for 11. Nixon at second, Manny Ramirez at first. 2-0 to David Ortiz. Ortiz thought about it, doesn't pull the trigger, and finds out that it is a strike. Mark Wegner has home plate tonight for the umpires. Popped up, back at second base and in short center. Julio Lugo backpedaling, and the Tampa Bay shortstop takes care of out number 2. So a big out for Brazelton as he retires Big Papi.
Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay defense, and it's brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. Julio Lugo, who just made that catch, has 4 errors on the year, but last night looked like a Gold Glove shortstop here at Fenway. He'll be joined in the infield by Alice Gonzalez, Jorge Cantu, and Travis Lee. Kyle Crawford, Alex Sanchez, and Aubrey Huff in the outfield, and Toby Hall doing the catching.
2 down in the inning. Trot Nixon at second base, Manny Ramirez at first, and here's Kevin Millar.
Millar 3 for 5 in his career off Brazelton, and 2 of those 3 hits have been home runs.
Over the last 6 games, Millar has struggled. He's 2 for his last 21. As he jumps ahead in the count, 2-0. Millar 0 for 4 here last night in the first game of the series. Brazelton wanted them to appeal to first base. Home plate umpire Wegner did not. And Brazelton falls behind 3-0. Damon lined out to begin the inning. Nixon doubled. Manny Ramirez walked. And David Ortiz popped out to the shortstop. 2 down, 2 on. Millar taking all the way, takes ball 4. The Red Sox have him loaded. Second walk of the inning given up by Dwan Brazelton.
You know, that was a problem for him in his last start against Oakland. He only gave up 5 hits, but he walked 6 guys in that game. And that was in 5 innings.
Here comes the Tampa Bay pitching coach. Chuck Hernandez making his way out to the mound. With 2 down here in the first, and the Red Sox threatening. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Subaru, by Dunkin' Donuts, by New England Ford Dealers, by Olympia Sports, by Infinity, by Coors Light, and by Southwest Airlines. Bases loaded, 2 down. And Edgar Renteria ducking back out of the way. Renteria now batting at .275. He was 2 for 4 with a triple here last night, extending his hitting streak to 6 games now. The Sox have been very good in this situation on the season, hitting at .429 collectively as a club.
It's a lot of at-bats this early in the season with bases loaded.
A strike to Renteria, and the count now 2-1. He's 2 for 4 this season himself with the bases loaded. He has 4 RBIs. In center field, Alex Sanchez there to make the catch, and the Red Sox leave him loaded in the first inning. We played 1 from Fenway, scoreless.
And you can subscribe to Red Sox Magazine, the club's official game program, and get 7 issues complete with player features, full color posters, scorecards, and more. Also, get a copy of the 2005 Red Sox Media Guide, the definitive Red Sox reference. Order both of these publications by sending an email to soxpubs@redsox.com or by calling 781-545-5702.
Second inning back at Fenway Park, scoreless at the end of 1. The Red Sox stranding the bases loaded in the first inning. Meanwhile, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays stranded Alex Sanchez at third base. Matt Clement struck out 2 in the first inning. And he deals with 5, 6, and 7 in the Devil Rays order here in the second inning. Phelps, Lee, and Cantu, the expected batters. A swing and a miss for Josh Phelps. 333, home run. 9 runs batted in for Phelps. A career 368 hitter here at Fenway Park in 76 at bats. He's got a 9-game hitting streak heading into tonight's action. Strike 3 call. Third strikeout of the night for Matt Clement. And Phelps with words for Mark Wagner. There's 1 down here in the second inning.
Clement so far with 3 strikeouts so far in this game. It looked like a cut fastball to put away Phelps. Quickly got ahead of him. There's a little cut at the end, and strike 3 call. So I believe the first 2 are on sliders. That looked to be a cut fastball for the strikeout to start off the second inning.
One down for Travis Lee. A very good defensive first baseman has been coming around at the plate. Not this time as he grounds one down the first base line, and Millar just does beat him to the bag. Little indecision. He saw Clement coming over, so Millar stopped for a second, but then came forward and wins the foot race to the bag for out number 2.
Yeah, I think once Millar looked up, he wasn't quite sure whether Clement was going to be there in time. See, Clement's not really getting over there, and when Millar sees that, then he decides to take it himself. Some reason Clement just kind of froze on his way to first base, and when Millar saw that, he had to go over there and make sure he got the out.
Two down for Jorge Cantu, the second baseman who's been hot to begin the season for Tampa Bay. He has hit safely in all 10 games so far for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, who tonight play their 11th game of the season. There are the hard numbers to accompany that 10-game hitting streak for Jorge Cantu. He started pretty much hot right when he arrived in St. Petersburg this year with Tampa Bay. Led the Rays in every offensive category during the spring. And he hit at .342 during spring training so far this season, hitting at .341 during the regular season.
What a good sign, too, for Clement is he's been ahead of most of these hitters. That's Vince Namoli, the owner of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Cantu lines it down the left field line. This is a fair ball. It rattles around in the corner. Cantu headed for 2, and he's into second base with a double. Now an 11-game hitting streak for Jorge Cantu.
Clement quickly got ahead 0-2, but then he left the breaking ball right out over the plate, and Cantu, who has been hot, finds that left field corner. It's a case where, Clement gets ahead, but then the breaking ball gets too much of the plate. And frustrated with that pitch.
So 2 hits tonight for Tampa Bay, both extra base hits. A triple for Alex Sanchez in the first, and Jorge Cantu has a double here in the second inning with 2 down. Toby Hall, the Tampa Bay catcher. On the ground, down the third base line. It's a fair ball. It'll kick off the boxes as Cantu comes around to score. An RBI single for Toby Hall, and the Devil Rays grab the game's first run.
You're one pitch away from getting out of a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, the mistake on the 0-2 pitch that Cantu takes advantage of for the double, and Toby Hall picks on the first pitch, a high fastball, and shoots it right by the dive of Bill Miller, right over that third base bag. And the Devil Rays with 2 outs get a run.
So 2 down, the number 9 hitter and third baseman for the Devil Rays, Alex Gonzalez. Gonzalez at .280 so far to begin the season. He does have a home run. 2 RBIs on the season. Made his 12th straight Major League opening day start this year with the Devil Rays. Swing and a miss.
These guys would have been teammates last year, right? Gonzalez with the Cubs and Clement with the Cubs.
He was part of the Nomar Garcia-Parra trade. That involved, of course, Orlando Cabrera and Doug Minkiewicz coming to the Red Sox. And swing and a miss.
That's nasty right there. That slider. Starts out about the middle of the plate. It ends up breaking down and away off the plate.
Later in the season, he was acquired by the Padres after the injury to their shortstop Khalil Green last year. And now the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. 2-2 the count to Alex Gonzalez.
Would you say, Don, he ended up with the Padres?
Yeah, at the very end of the season.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Khalil Green was injured on September 16th. I mean, it was very late. And he ended up spending the last couple of weeks with the Padres. Outside to third and foul, still 2-2.
A lot of baseball already been played today. A lot of games finished in the American League. Yankees leading their game 6-2, and that's in the 7th inning against Baltimore.
Did you watch much of Pedro Martinez today?
I saw about 2 innings that he pitched. That's it. Looper again gave up the save, but did get the win in that game.
The 2-2 pitch. Missing for ball 3 and a full count. Understand the White Sox and Mariners today. Jerry played in 1 hour and 39 minutes.
Oh, what a beautiful thing.
3-2 pitch. On the ground, Renteria won't get there. It's back up the middle into center field. Toby Hall goes on to third base. On the single by Alex Gonzalez. With 2 outs, the bottom of the Tampa Bay order making some noise. They've already got 1 run, and a hit here for the number 9 man, Alex Gonzalez.
Yeah, you got to give Tampa Bay credit. I mean, they're a strike away from being out of this inning. And all of a sudden, you got 3 straight hits, a double, and now 2 singles. As Gonzalez goes up the middle, and a little first and third action. Toby Hall on at third.
So runners at the corners, back up to the top of the order for Carl Crawford. He grounded out to first base in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. The wind starts to pick up and blow in here at the moment for the first time tonight. Carl Crawford, just 23 years of age. Signed a 6-year contract that'll take him through 2010 with Tampa Bay.
It's a good sign. I mean, that's what the Indians did with all their young players when they had those very good teams. They got them all before they could go to arbitration and become free agents, signed them long term, and same thing they've done here with the Carl Crawford.
The Jim Thome's and the Manny Ramirez's at the time when they all hit. Well, the potential value of the contract that'll take him through 2010 would be around $31 million with some incentives. The contract is the largest ever awarded by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He was their MVP a year ago and improved once again for the 2nd straight year in every offensive category. Three balls and a strike, and Clement goes off the backside of the mound. Well, Clement got the first 2 outs very quickly of this inning, getting Phelps to strike out, Travis Lee to ground out to first at 2 outs on 5 pitches. Since then, he has thrown 16 pitches. Tampa Bay has come up with a run, and they have Toby Hall at third base, Alex Gonzalez at first, and a full count to Carl Crawford. Crawford pops it up. Shallow right center, falling fast. Damon coming hard. Back goes Renteria, and he'll make the catch. It ends the inning. Tampa Bay comes up with a run. They lead it 1-0. Last half of the 3rd inning back at Fenway. The Devil Rays on top 1-0. The top of the Red Sox order to lead it off. Johnny Damon, Trot Nixon, and Manny Ramirez. Facing Dwan Brazelton, who got out of a major jam in the first inning. The Red Sox had the bases loaded. They were unable to score in the first. Then he retired the side in order in the 2nd inning. Got Damon to line out to left field back in the first. Two 2-0, and Toby Hall is going to head out and talk to Dwan Brazelton.
Looks like the Orioles have come back on the Yankees in that game down in Baltimore. 7-6 lead now, late 8th inning according to the scoreboard.
I understand Brian Roberts, who's had a great start to the season for the Baltimore Orioles, hit a home run.
So he got 5?
Yes, he hit a 3-run shot off Tom Gordon. So the Yankees bullpen having trouble. They had a 6-1 lead in that game.
Yeah, first time I gave the score, I think it was 6-1, and all of a sudden 7-6.
They had a 5-run 7th inning. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 now to Johnny Damon.
And we saw that offense for the Orioles in spring training. I mean, that can be a pretty potent offense.
They get some pitching. They're going to be tough to beat. The pitching has been the biggest problem There's a strike to Damon and a full count now. The Orioles heading into that action tonight against New York, a 6-4 record so far in the season. American League East being led, at least to begin the day, by the Toronto Blue Jays, who 7 wins. Damon lines it to center field, and it's in for a hit. Let's check in with our good friend Eric Freed. Eric.
Thanks very much, Don. The Red Sox, before the season began, announced that they were going to stay put here at Fenway Park. They weren't going anywhere, so they now have unveiled today phase 1 of the next set of changes here at Fenway. And the big change will be in the 406 Club. The glass is coming out at the end of this season. After this year, the EMC Club will make up the lower level, the home plate pavilion above that, with additional seating down the lines. 2,500 seats will be added over the next 3 years here at Fenway Park. So the glass is coming out. That will be all open air here, and they'll keep adding seats down the line. Done.
This one thrown away by Brazelton, and to second base goes Damon. They're going to make him go back.
Yeah, if you're on the rubber and you throw the ball away and it goes into the stands, it's only one base. Now, if he were to step off the rubber and throw to first, then he becomes an infielder, then there's 2 bases. That's the exact correct call there by the umpires. Throw to first base, high, eventually bounces in the stands, but they'll have to stop Damon at second base.
So the error charge to Juwan Brazelton, the first miscue of the night for either side. Well, that looks like it's going to be nice.
Those seats are going to be great seats.
You have done games from down there before. I mean, the seats that were in the 406 Club, I think, are the best in the house. But that glass, I know, was always an issue, and for a lot of fans, they said they didn't really feel part of the game behind the glass. This one scooting away from Hall. Damon's going to try, and Hall's going to throw, and it's not in time. Didn't get all that far away from Toby Hall, but Damon able to get the good jump and gets to third.
Now, Brazelton coming unglued a little bit here, throws the ball away at first. This should be a wild pitch on him, I would think. And Damon ends up at third base. So after going 3-0 on Damon, gets the base hit, the second on the error, to third on the wild pitch.
Still nobody out in the inning. He's in the dirt. He is coming a little bit unglued.
That was almost a gift run right there. Except for a great play here by Toby Hall. Brazelton could have wild pitched in Damon.
The 24-year-old right-hander, Lehigh Nixon, 2-0. Trot pops it up. Foul ground. Toby Hall has a play. And he makes it for the first out of the inning.
Well, down 2-0, and then all of a sudden a changeup for the pop-up. Let's once again join Eric Freed.
Just finish the thought on how the changes are going to take place here at Fenway Park. Chief Operating Officer for the Red Sox, Mike D, says it's going to be a string of phases between now and 2012.
All right, Eric.
This particular project that we're announcing today is a 3-phase project, 06, 07, and 08. We'll add about 1,200 seats on a net basis in 06, about another 600 in 2007, and another 1,100 or so in 2008. So, when you get into those kinds of numbers, that's pretty significant change.
And the finish line actually is 2012. That's when they want to have Fenway finished, because that's the 100th birthday of this ballpark, guys.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. 1 out, a runner at third. The infield in now all the way around for Tampa Bay as Manny Ramirez steps in. Wonder if that renovation, Jerry, will include the booths.
I don't think that's in the next phase, Doc.
No,
I think
we need an extreme makeover, I think, in the.
We'll talk about that later. Those are the folks they want to take care of next. Those are going to be terrific seats.
In the air to deep left. Off the bat of Manny Ramirez. When it comes down, the Red Sox will have a lead. 2-1 Boston on the 2-run shot by Ramirez. His first home run of 2005.
certainly good to get off the bat, get that first home run. Fastball middle in, and Manny right on it. Much more relaxed, he looks like, in there tonight than he did over the last few. We mentioned he had a good at-bat late in that game yesterday that seems to have a carryover effect.
.43 of them last year, his first of this season. One down in the inning. David Ortiz popped out to the shortstop his first time up.
You mentioned all that construction. Nice gesture by the Red Sox prior to the game today as they honored all the construction workers who worked so hard all winter long in some very tough conditions.
Well, yes.
Weather-wise.
Weather, and they were able to bring, some of them brought their families onto the field as well. Larry Lucchino, the president and CEO, is out there to shake their hands. This is them coming onto the field before the game.
What a thrill for them to be able to walk around Fenway prior to the game and kind of take a look at a lot of work that they did all winter long. And well, it was a tough winter too. Weather-wise.
Working right up to that first pitch almost here at Fenway Park to get everything done, and they did a super job. I think one of the great things about all the additions here at Fenway Park over the last few years is after they're put in, it almost looks like they've always been here. Ortiz lines it to right field. It's in for a hit. This is going to rattle around down in the right field corner. Ortiz is headed for two. Huff will dig it out finally. And David Ortiz stands at second base with a one-out double.
Two guys who have struggled a bit. Manny Ramirez and Ortiz. Ortiz won for his last 15, but when these two guys get hot, look out. Ortiz again, middle in, line drive right down the line. I saw only one hand come out over that fence. Other than that, everybody was very well behaved. Apparently, as they take their seats out there, they're reading the new signs that have been put up.
Brazelton running into some trouble here in the third inning. This time, Lou Piniella making his way out there. The pitching coach had been out there earlier. This time, Lou bringing the message himself. Brazelton, 24 years of age. The second youngest Devil Rays opening day starter. The first youngest was Joe Kennedy, 23 years old. And you got to wonder, Jerry, at 0-11 on the road and never having a win away from Tropicana Field, how much that becomes psychological and wears at him over time.
I don't know. You know, it's hard to tell, Don. I can't imagine that he's warming up the bullpen thinking that he's never won a road game.
Millar after the first pitch grounds it foul. He's up to 52 pitches. With one out here in the last half of the third inning. Millar pops it up foul. Toby Hall coming back. But that'll get back into the seats. Home runs have been an issue over the last 85 innings. 14 home runs. And that includes tonight's two-run home run by Manny Ramirez. The outfield straightaway for Kevin Millar. In the dirt, and Hall knocks it down. No advance for David Ortiz. Outside again, 2-2 to Millar.
With that Ramirez home run, the Red Sox have now hit 12 home runs on the season. The Texas Rangers lead the American League at this point. They've hit 15.
Ball three and a full count. Clement singled to begin the inning, and Eric got him to second. Wild pitch to third. Nixon fouled out. Ramirez with a 2-run shot. Ortiz with a double, and now Millar grounds one down to third. And Alex Gonzalez throws him out across the diamond. With the inning second out. No advance for Ortiz, who still remains at second base.
Shortstop, number 16, Edgar Renteria.
2 down for Edgar Renteria. Lined out to center field. His first time up. Last win for Dwan Brazelton came on August 22nd of last year in a game at Tropicana Field, and a win over the Oakland A's 2-1. Over the last 9 starts, 0-6. Falling behind, Renteria 2-0.
Umpire telling the pitcher to put that shirt back in his pants. As Brazelton does a little housekeeping out there.
Three 3-0. Brazelton had walked 2 in the first inning. He's not walked anybody since then. Jason Varitek waits on deck. Renteria takes ball 4 in the dirt. Brazelton not close. Third walk given up by Brazelton, and Renteria down to first.
Yeah, Lou getting a little frustrated here. I mentioned, last time out against Oakland, 6 walks in that game. His first out against Toronto in 7 1/3, no walks.
No action in the Tampa Bay bullpen. As Brazelton battles here in the 3rd inning. David Ortiz at second base, Renteria at first, 2 down. Varitek bounced out to second base his first time up. Strike and the count 1-1. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Longest current streak by an American League catcher, up to 95 games without an error committed by Jason Varitek. Anything he does offensively is certainly a plus. With all that he does, the great catcher that he is, and all that he provides for the Red Sox pitching staff as a whole as well. Interesting to hear some of the comments from some of the new pitchers coming over to the Red Sox, and certainly the reputation of Jason Varitek part of the decision for coming to Boston. And Clement certainly one of those guys. The center field, Sanchez on the run will make the catch on the sinking line drive to end the inning. A drought of 54 at bats before the 2-run home run by Ramirez puts the Red Sox on top 2-1. Back at Fenway Park, time now for the Aflac trivia question. What active player has the most stolen bases against the Red Sox? The answer for you in the next half inning. Nice night to be out on the right field roof seats. A little more comfortable here tonight as the Red Sox and Devil Rays play game 2 of this 3-game series. And the Red Sox, thanks to a 2-run home run by Manny Ramirez, now have a 2-1 advantage. Travis Lead leading it off.
I don't know who that was panning left, but what a beautiful shot that was.
That was very nice.
Matt Johnson panning left. Very, very nice. Like I know something about cameras.
I like how you used the word pan.
Well, I hear that.
That's nice.
It comes out. I hear that from the truck.
Good television talk. What's the difference between panning and trucking? Any idea?
Panning and trucking?
Yeah.
Panning's what he just did. Trucking's putting the stuff back in the truck when the game's over.
Fouled off to the left. Travis Lee grounded out to first base. Back in the second inning in his first at bat against Matt Clement. Baltimore still with a 7-6 lead over the Yankees. Yankees left the bases loaded in the eighth. B.J. Ryan came on and struck out Hideki Matsui. Next pitch here for Clement will be the 50th of his outing. For Clement, each of his first two outings, he lasted 4 1/3 innings in the outing at New York. Went 6 innings last time out against the Toronto Blue Jays. There are 91 pitches in his first outing, 108 pitches last time out. Had to go full quite a bit early on. 5 full counts. And a full count here to Travis Lee, working against 6, 7, and 8 in the Tampa Bay order here in the fourth. Another foul ball for Travis Lee. Well, Clement has been relatively consistent over the years, making 30 or more starts in each of his first 6 full major league seasons, starting in 1999 after breaking in with the San Diego Padres at the age of 24. To right field, Nixon moving in and diving to make the catch.
Well, Nixon's certainly not one who's afraid to dive to make plays on a baseball, and here he goes again, diving to his right and closing that glove up before he hits the ground to keep the ball in the glove. The ball had a little top spin on it, was sinking quickly on Nixon.
One down here in the fourth, and here's Jorge Cantu. He hit a double his first time up, now riding an 11-game hitting streak to begin the season. Well, certainly one of the bigger issues last year for Clement was a lack of run support that he received. Last year, capping his 3-year stint with the Cubs, he was 9-13 a season ago in 30 starts, posting a 3.68 ERA. It's the second lowest earned run average of his career. At 190 strikeouts and 181 innings pitched. Opponents were batting at just .229 against him last year. It was the 8th lowest in the National League. But really a victim of poor run support. He averaged 4.03 runs per game, the 6th lowest in the National League.
Hasn't got much more than that with the Sox so far this year, has he?
No, he hasn't. He left trailing 3-1 in each of the first 2 games that he pitched. And 2 runs into 2 starts. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Matt Clement. 2 down.
2 strikeouts tonight on the slide and 2 on the fastball. This looks to be the fastball here from Clement inside on Cantu. Cantu has not walked yet this season. He's struck out now 8 times, but he does have the 11-game hitting streak.
Two down for Toby Hall. He singled in the second to drive in a run. RBI for Hall, just his first of the season. Toby Hall making his 4th straight opening day start for Tampa Bay as their catcher. Tried to hold up, but it's foul tipped, and it's 2-1.
You watch Clement when he goes down in the count 2-0. It looks like he takes that walk behind the mound and try to slow himself down a little bit. Get back focused on throwing strikes. A 2-0 slider there to run the count to 2-1.
62 pitches for Matt Clement. 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Hall goes chasing.
And probably chase ball 4. This ball looked to be way out of the strike zone, but Toby Hall chasing it. Couldn't tell, Don, if that was a slider or a cut fastball. A lot of movement right toward the end.
And then backs off, decides to go off the hill. Tech with the sign as he sets up outside. Back to Clement. Able to spear it. And he throws out Hall to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Clement. Red Sox on top 2-1. Time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question from last inning. What active player had the most stolen bases against the Red Sox? The answer is Kenny Lofton. 41 stolen bases against the Red Sox. Second is Derek Jeter with 35. Alex Rodriguez is 3rd with 26. And 7th is Carl Crawford, who has 20 against the Red Sox. Crawford, the starting left fielder for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. But the answer tonight, Kenny Lofton, 41 of them.
Kenny Lofton this year with the Phillies.
Correct. He's bounced around quite a bit.
And we'll play them, I think, in interleague play this year.
Dwan Brazelton back out there, trailing by a run. He gave up the 2-run home run to Manny last inning. And he faces Bill Miller to begin things here in the last half of the 4th. They're ahead 2-0. Bill Miller, 34 years of age, beginning his 3rd season here with the Red Sox. Winning the batting title very quietly back in 2003. Remember, he and Manny were tied on the last day of the regular season, and the Red Sox were at Tampa Bay. And Bill Miller ended up winning it that day, hitting near the bottom of the Red Sox order for that entire season. Ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk to Bill Miller. 4th walk given up by Dwan Brazelton.
With CVS Pharmacy, you can expect something extra when a Red Sox home game goes extra innings or the Sox bullpen records a save. CVS will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. We quite honestly would prefer the save.
Here's Mark Bellhorn with a runner at first. Brazelton has thrown 70 pitches of his own. Of the 70 pitches, 32 have been for strikes. Bellhorn, a strikeout victim his first time as he went looking in the 2nd inning. He has the only strikeout of the night for Dwan Brazelton, who has walked 4 and struck out 1. Ball 3, 3-0.
It doesn't matter what he throws right now, having a difficult time finding the strike zone, missing with the fastball. Yeah, that'll send Lou on a little walk down that dugout.
7 straight balls thrown by Dewan Brazelton. He walked Bill Miller on 4 pitches to begin the inning. And not close. A 4-pitch walk to Mark Bellhorn. So the Red Sox have had the 8-9 hitters reach. And here comes the pitching coach once again. This is the 3rd visit of the game by either Chuck Hernandez or Lou Piniella. 5 walks altogether now for Dewan Brazelton, 2 coming in this inning.
That walks have really hurt Lou in the Devil Rays in this series. Last night, of course, Nomo having trouble with his control. Red Sox took advantage of that, and same thing tonight with Brazelton.
Nomo with the tough 7-run inning. The Red Sox getting to him. The big blast, of course, the grand slam by David Ortiz. It's part of the 10-0 shutout here last night for the Red Sox in the first game of the series. They trailed tonight 1-0 before Manny Ramirez hit a 2-run shot in the 3rd. And they're looking for more here in the 4th with the first 2 on and nobody out. 9 straight balls from Dewan Brazelton. And this will be pitch number 75 for Brazelton. There's been no action in the Tampa Bay bullpen. There's a strike and the count's 1-1.
And Johnny Damon doing what he should do, making him throw a strike, taking all the way.
Damon pops it up. Down from 3rd comes Gonzalez. He's calling, and he'll make the catch for the first out of the inning. Tampa Bay with action for the first time as Travis Harper begins to warm in the bullpen. Brazelton getting the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Has to face the left-handed hitting right fielder for the Red Sox, Trot Nixon. Nixon with a double in the 1st inning. He fouled out to the catcher in the 3rd. 1 for 2 tonight. Nixon fouling it off to the left, and Trot now down 0-2.
Last 3 pitches that Trot Nixon has seen, it was a changeup that got him to pop up to the catcher back in the 3rd. He saw another changeup on the 1st pitch, and now he sees the slider. Not too many fastballs so far for Nixon. It was a fastball that he hit a double on back in the 1st inning.
This one cued off the end of the bat down the 3rd baseline, and he couldn't have placed it any better if he'd walked down the line and done it himself.
Well, another changeup and some indecision between Brazelton and Gonzalez. But, you know, I think if either guy makes a play there, they're not going to get anybody. They're not going to get Nixon at 1st, and they're certainly not going to get Miller at 3rd. Trot Nixon couldn't roll that ball better down the 3rd baseline. Gonzalez hoping Brazelton will pick it up and throw to 3rd, but that's not the case. I don't think it really mattered, Don. I don't think either one of them was going to get anybody at any base.
As a result, the Red Sox have them loaded with 1 out in the inning. The 4th infield hit of the year for the Red Sox. The first for Trot Nixon. Here's Manny Ramirez, who hit a 2-run home run his last time up. And he fouls it off to the right. He is second among career leaders against the Devil Rays in home runs, only to Carlos Delgado.
Delgado now playing in Florida, but it's for the Marlins.
Ramirez hits it high and deep to left. Can you say grand slam? Yes, you can, Manny Ramirez. And the Red Sox lead it 6-1. A two-run shot for Manny Ramirez, followed up by the grand slam. It's all Manny tonight.
Well, you know, we talked earlier about balance, how relaxed Manny looked, and this is a great example because this is a changeup from Brazelton. And Manny, not overstriding, not jumping out there, just absolutely crushes it. Stayed back beautifully. And you're right, this is Manny's night.
Well, you just wondered when Manny Ramirez would bust out. 11 games into the season, and it really had not happened yet until tonight. And you look back at last night, Jerry, and I know you pointed to it in the open tonight, at that at-bat that he had. And he really took that at-bat last night and seems to have carried that momentum into tonight's game and back where he normally is.
Well, that and a lot of looking at tape this afternoon, a lot of experimenting, I think, with the position of his hands. But he just looks tonight so relaxed at the plate, so soft. You know, everything's coming soft.
Ortiz ahead 2-0, and he takes the strike. So a 2-home run night for Manny Ramirez after a walk back in the first inning. Responsible for all 6 Red Sox runs, with the Red Sox on top 6-1. Manny is third among all-time leaders in grand slams, behind Luke Gehrig and Eddie Murray. And tied with Willie McCovey as well as Robin Ventura.
It's not a bad list.
No. He's on a lot of those type lists. This is diving at first. Travis Lee will need the pitcher. Brazelton is there to cover. And they retired David Ortiz for the second out of the inning.
One more look at the Ramirez home run. Look at the short stride. Manny with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. All 6 for the Red Sox in this game.
There's Millar with his third look at the night at Dewan Brazelton. Millar walked in the first, grounded out to third base in the third inning. The Tampa Bay outfield is deep and straight away on Millar. Tonight, the Red Sox are expected to record their 150th consecutive sellout here at Fenway Park. Red Sox last year selling out their entire 81-game home schedule for the first time in franchise history. The current streak, which started on May 15th of 2003, is the longest in Major League history, behind only Cleveland, who had 455 consecutive sellouts, and Colorado had 203 straight sellouts.
You get spoiled, you know, every day you come to the ballpark as a player, you know there's going to be a full house here. It'd be strange not to see that. And even for the visiting team like Tampa Bay to come in, they'll know they're going to be playing in front of 5,000.
Millar walks, the third walk of the inning given up by Brazelton, and the 6th of his outing.
Here comes Luke.
Brazelton is done. Another frustrating outing for him. And on the hook for this one, we mentioned 0-11 on the road for him. Manny Ramirez, a monster night here tonight. The grand slam into the monster seats. Red Sox on top 6-1. Dwan Brazelton done after 3 2/3 innings, charged with the 6 runs the Red Sox have. Still responsible for Millar, who's at first base with 2 down. And here's Travis Harper.
Harper making his 5th appearance. All those appearances out of the bullpen. He's worked 5 innings total, giving up 5 hits and 5 earned runs, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts.
Brazelton going 3 2/3, giving up 6 hits so far. The 6 runs. He walked 6 and struck out only 1.
I hope they brought their warm clothes from Florida, and it looks like they did.
Edgar Renteria, the 8th man to bat for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A strike from Travis Harper. The inning began for Dwan Brazelton, who walked the first 2 batters that he faced in Miller and Bellhorn. He did get the out of Johnny Damon before the infield hit by Nixon. And then the grand slam by Manny Ramirez, his 2nd home run of the night.
Now, it's not too many times you walk the first 2 guys in an inning and then get out of that inning without any runs. Big time runs this inning, though, with the grand slam from Manny.
Brazelton was very fortunate to have walked 2 in the first and gotten out of that inning unscathed. The Red Sox left him loaded in the first. To right center field, Sanchez moves over and makes the catch. It ends the inning, but the damage done. Manny Ramirez responsible for all 6 Red Sox runs. The grand slam has the Red Sox on top 6-1. 6-1. Red Sox on top as we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Clement working the first 6 innings for the Red Sox. Nixon leading it off as we head to the last half of the 6th inning. Nixon, Ramirez, and Ortiz to face Travis Harper, who came into the game in the 4th. Allowed no hits since coming in. The only base runner, Jason Varitek, reached on the 2-base error made by the center fielder for Tampa Bay, Alex Sanchez. Outside, 2-0.
I'd like to send best wishes along to Mike Shea of Salem, who is currently at Beth Israel Hospital. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight. Get well soon.
Beach ball has come out onto the field in the triangle area. So Mark Wagner, the home plate umpire, stepped out. The 2-0 pitch to Nixon. Missing for ball 3, 3-0. Tampa Bay's average age as a team, 28.26. They're the 3rd youngest in the major leagues, behind Colorado and Kansas City. The Colorado Rockies average 27 years of age, and the Royals at 28. Rookie Scott Kazmir is the 2nd youngest player currently in the majors. He's 21 years old. And his popped up foul. Toby Hall coming back. He's got to play and tumbles backwards, but holds on to the baseball for out number 1. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
Don, there are quite a few changes here at Fenway Park. We've been talking about what's to come, but this year changes already in place to help the players. There's a new field here, a new surface. The day after the rolling rally, they start tearing up Fenway Park, and the new surface is down right now. But one thing you don't see here as a fan is what's behind the scenes. They tore up behind the dugout and put in a new batting cage. There's some video there for players to look at, so the Sox players can just take a couple of steps down from behind the dugout, work on their swing, watch their past at-bats. And here's Manny Ramirez at the plate. You know, this is one person certainly who looks at video, works on his swing a lot, and maybe it's helped out tonight with 2 home runs, Tom.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. That's a great shot. I wonder how many people have wondered what that runway looks like. And the brand new runway now for the Red Sox behind the dugout.
It looks a heck of a lot nicer and smells nicer than the old one, I can tell you that.
One of the worst places ever up until this season. The pitch is strike to Ramirez and the count 1-1. That odor that used to live down there.
Yeah, isn't that pleasant? Very pleasant, especially when you were playing and it was like, you know, 85, humid. It was very, very nice.
Opposite field, and Aubrey Huff moves in to make the catch for out number 2. We're going to take another look at that. Looking down into the runway as you walk down as a Red Sox player now.
As you go down from the dugout, this is all new all the way up to the clubhouse. I mean, that thing was just a total disaster, that little runway. This is totally new here. It's where they blew out from underneath the stands and put in the batting cages, which most of the new ballparks have right near the dugout. Also video room and a totally different look down there. Much better for the players. And the only batting cage they had here at Fenway prior to that is out in center field, underneath the center field bleachers. And of course, that's now where the visiting team will use the batting cages, right through the trap door here. You go in and, you know, they got a pretty nice one out there, but nothing compared to the new one. And we talked the other night about the changes in the clubhouse, the state-of-the-art weight room upstairs, the dining area for the players, lounge area. They have a new coach's room, so the improvements are really spectacular.
Ortiz fouling it off to the left again, and it's 0-2.
Next year, the clubhouse will become bigger. They're going to knock that out and make the clubhouse area itself larger than what it is now.
Really made improvements in that area every year over the last couple of years. Breaking ball away, 1-2.
It's funny, you look down that shot as you go down the dugout, and that old place, I mean, it were like planks, wooded planks that you'd walk on all the way up to the, you know, you get your spikes caught in them, twist an ankle. All the lights were burnt out or knocked out by players who are upset about something.
Was there ever a time that there wasn't water in that runway?
No, always water.
I mean, where did the water come from? Strike 3 to David Ortiz to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Harper. 6-1 Red Sox.
Well, Matt Clement with a 6-1 lead as we go to the top of the 7th. He had 6 strikeouts in the last start against the Toronto Blue Jays. He has 6 so far tonight. Good slider right there for the strikeout. Another slider. That strikeout is against Phelps. That's on a fastball. Fastball up and away to Sanchez. And another slider looks like there to Cantu. So the strikeouts once again there tonight for Matt Clement, tying what he did last time out against Toronto.
Seventh inning, and Toby Hall to lead it off. Is responsible for the only run tonight for Tampa Bay. He'll drive it in with a single back in the second inning. He turns on this, hits it a long way. Will it stay fair?
Ooh.
No, a foul ball. At the distance.
Tom Gilmet had the best look at this down that left field line, and our camera down in that area.
On the ground this time, Renteria knocks it down in the backhand. The catcher is running for Tampa Bay, and he's still got time to get him.
Well, you know, you watch the play, you see the ball bounce out of his glove, you say no chance, but then you check out where the runner was, and still plenty of time for Renteria. Toby Hall obviously not blessed with great speed, and even with this bobble, still plenty of time to get him at first base. And that time for Renteria all the way in the air to Kevin Millar.
One down, 6 in a row, retired by Matt Clement, and this one line foul down into the seats. Nice running try by the ball boy down the left field line. but unable to come up with it. Alex Gonzalez, the hitter, 2 for 2 tonight from the number 9 spot in the Tampa Bay Devil Rays order. Devil Rays have 1 game left as Alan Embry is up in the Red Sox bullpen. Clement with the 100th pitch of the night. And it's hit high in the air to deep left. Ramirez back at the wall. And he'll have to play it off the wall. It's by him. Damon backs it up. It's a double for Alex Gonzalez in his 3rd hit of the night.
Yeah, pretty sharp night for Gonzalez, hitting out of that 9 spot. 2 singles. And now the wall scraping double. You know, that's you hear the term Fenway double. That's a great example. A high fly ball that scrapes the wall on the way down. Most ballparks, this probably turns into an out. Here at Fenway Park, though, the double.
So Gonzalez in scoring position at second base. With 1 out, back up to the top of the order for Carl Crawford, who's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. A swing and a miss for Crawford. Devil Rays, a very young team. They have 5 players of 24 years of age or younger. And Carl Crawford's one of those guys. He's 23 years old. Jorge Cantu, 23. Brazelton, the starter tonight, 24. Seth McClung, 24. Doug Wechter, 24. High fly ball to right field. Nixon camped underneath. 2 down.
The Dunkin' Donuts in its 5th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Gee, I'm having a tough time with this one, Don. Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Over 7,000 children have had an opportunity to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, a chilly night tonight at Fenway Park. Started at 46 degrees, but it's gone down since the beginning of the game. But the Red Sox have been hot tonight, on top 6-1 with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. So bouncing in, gets away from Varitek, and on to third goes Alex Gonzalez.
Breaking ball by Matt Clement. Varitek tries to slide over, but it gets by him, and Gonzalez moves up to third base.
This is the 2nd start for Matt Clement against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in his career. He won 8-1 back on June 5th of 2003 at Wrigley Field in his lone outing against Tampa Bay in his career. He allowed just 1 run in that game as well on 7 hits, 2 walks. He went 7 innings and struck out 7. And tonight getting his 2nd start against Tampa Bay and his 1st start at Fenway Park.
You mentioned Wrigley Field, and this year we get a chance to go to Wrigley Field. It'll be the first visit that I've ever had. I've never been there to watch a game or play a game. Looking forward to it. Unfortunately, we only do one of those games. The Saturday and Sunday game is the Fox and the ESPN on Sunday. But we'll get the Friday game.
On Friday Night Baseball on UPN 38. Pitch a strike and the count 2-2. Clement at 107 pitches. Most he's thrown this season is 108. He would match that here. He gets ready with the 2-2 pitch. In the air to shallow left center field. Damon moving in. And that'll do it. 108 pitches in the Fenway Park debut for Matt Clement tonight. 6-1 Boston on top. Kevin Millar leads it off. Well, a very nice night tonight for Matt Clement. There are the numbers. 108 pitches here tonight in his Fenway Park debut. The Red Sox scoring some runs for him as well. The Red Sox on top 6-1. Millar's been on base twice tonight. 2 of the 6 walks given up by Dwan Brazelton, the starter for Tampa Bay, belong to Kevin Millar. Since Travis Harper has come in, he is not allowed to hit. Retired the side in order last inning. Harper's been used as a long relief guy over the last couple of years for Tampa Bay. This is his 6th season as a member of the Devil Rays. Last year was 6-2 out of the bullpen in 52 games and a 3.89 earned run average. On the ground to third, picked by Gonzalez. He throws out Millar for the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
You know, Don, we talked about the makeover here at Fenway Park, and you know that show that they have on TV where they go into somebody's house and make the whole thing over?
Yes.
We need that in the booth.
I had suggested that earlier. I was wondering.
Now, Jordan's Furniture was so nice a couple of years ago. They give us these wonderful chairs they had sent up here. But look at the rest of this place.
It's in rough shape.
I mean, I'd be willing to throw in a few bucks to remake this place. I would like carpeting, wall-to-wall carpeting. I like carpeting. Just a couple of casual chairs that are comfortable. You can sit in upstairs, up on top there, you know, prior to the game.
Kind of a seating area.
You know, when you're in your think tank and you can kind of just settle into a nice, comfortable chair.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
Yeah, we host people back there a lot, and now they come in and really don't have anywhere to go.
Nowhere to go, nowhere to sit. Carpet. I love carpeting. I like this.
This is very hard. But no, I see your point. It's
we need that guy, that show. We need somebody to come in, you know, blow it out. Wall-to-wall carpeting, couple of chairs, maybe a couple of pitches.
TV, maybe? You want a TV up there, too? That would be nice.
Plasma. It would be nice, though, if you think about it. You know, we got all these monitors around, but we really can't watch TV.
No.
So a nice wall, one of those wall units you put up there with, you know, and you have your chairs on this side, the wall unit over there. It'd be perfect.
Like that.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that'd be nice. Yeah. Well, that's John Henry's box.
Right.
We can't expect that. We don't expect that.
So Jerry Remy is calling out for the extreme makeover of our booth. Anybody's out there?
It really is maybe the ugliest booth in the league.
I would have to say it is.
You walk into that Seattle booth, you can't even hear yourself. You have a nice carpet. You know, it's nice.
The carpet, I'm sensing, is the biggest issue of all.
It is, because I could walk around without shoes.
I'm not sure I want that. This is into left center field, and Sanchez will run it down at the base of the warning track for out number 2.
Plus, it makes sense for Nesson and us because, you know, as we're doing a game, there's a lot of traffic in this booth. They bring tours through here. There's a lot of guest sponsors come through. And sometimes you can hear that upstairs because of the linoleum floor, whatever the heck this stuff is. If you had a carpet, you wouldn't hear all that.
So you want to help the acoustics of the broadcast is what you're saying.
Everything.
Yeah.
The total package. But think of the people that come through here in the course of a year. And they got to look at this. It's brutal.
Veritek swinging at the first pitch, popped up foul. Down from third is Gonzalez, and he'll make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Travis Harper. Please help our booth. The end of 7, 6-1 Boston. Changes for the Red Sox. David McCarty takes over at first base for Kevin Millar. And the Red Sox have a new pitcher, Alan Embry, into the game.
Embry making his 7th appearance, his last coming Thursday against the Yankees when he went an inning and a third in that ball game. Did have a strikeout, did not score off Embry. So far this year, he's worked a total of 5 1/3, allowed 3 hits and a couple of runs, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts.
They'll be facing Alex Sanchez, Aubrey Huff, and Josh Phelps. It's a very nice debut here tonight at Fenway Park for Matt Clement. 7 innings, 7 hits. Gave up a run, walked 2, and struck out 6 through 108 pitches, and leaves with a 5-run lead. Alex Sanchez tripled back in the first inning. Since then, he's grounded into a double play and struck out swinging. And on the grass at third is Bill Miller, in case he entertains any thoughts of bunting. Both bullpens are busy, as Timlin warming in the Boston bullpen. Danny Baez in the Tampa Bay pen. Baez has 2 wins on the season, the Tampa Bay closer. Softly grounded towards Miller at third base. Throws out Sanchez, 1 down in the 8th.
Miller knows he has no time to waste with Sanchez getting down the line. Slaps the ball down to third base, and Miller very quickly with that release to first to get the out.
One down for Aubrey Huff. 0 for 2 in the game. He walked in the 3rd inning. Aubrey Huff with 1 home run this season. Last Saturday, it was home run number 99 of his career. He hit it off Barry Zito. And the blast tied him with Fred McGriff for the all-time leading career home runs by a Devil Ray. And on the hands, but lined into right field. 1-out single for Aubrey Huff. The 8th hit of the night for Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay actually out hitting the Red Sox now 8-6, but 2 big hits by Manny Ramirez, the difference in the game.
Manny responsible for all the Red Sox runs. The 2-run home run in the 3rd, the grand slam by Manny in the 4th. Aubrey Huff held on at first by McCarty as Josh Phelps. He's 0 for 3 tonight. A strikeout and 2 groundouts. We've talked about the Devil Rays before, as it appeared for a few years trying to figure out which direction they wanted to go in. They had the offseason when they brought in all the high-priced free agents. Jose Canseco, Fred McGriff, a lot of those guys coming in. Vinny Castilla. And that definitely did not work. None of those guys really were ever together for any length of time. A lot of injuries. And now Vince Demoli and the Devil Rays headed back to the youth movement. I mentioned they're the 3rd youngest team in the major leagues. To right field, Nixon on the run. Onto the warning track to make the catch to retire Phelps. Off back to the bag, 2 down.
Well, you're in a tough division, obviously, financially. I mean, you've got the Yankees, who we know the kind of money they spend. Certainly the Red Sox. Baltimore has money to spend. Toronto is going to have money to spend because of new ownership.
They have a lot of young players on the team now. They got a lot of young players in their system. A lot of very good prospects. And you're right about Toronto now that they own what was Sky Dome, now Rogers Center. They're going to be putting in, starting next season, perhaps midway through this season, an additional $20 million into their payroll. They've started off very well this season under John Gibbons, 7-4 to begin the season.
And they're leading in their game tonight, halfway through against Texas, 1-0 in that game. We'll see Toronto back here at Fenway for the 11 o'clock game on Monday and a night game on Tuesday.
And we'll have to see Roy Halladay once again, who started the season 2-0. He's going to be going on Tuesday against Bronson Arroyo. The Patriots Day game. Curt Schilling gets the start for the Red Sox against David Bush, who we saw last weekend. Lee strikes out. Great inning of relief for Alan Embry. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 6-1 Boston. Closer is in Danny Baez.
He got the first 2 wins of the season for the Devil Rays, 30 saves a year ago, making his 4th appearance this year. I thought that second game in Baltimore was like a 3:15 start. What happened to that?
It was. It was changed apparently. I noticed that today on the itinerary. It was supposed to be a getaway day type scenario, but it is indeed a night game. Red Sox offense glad to be home here at Fenway Park.
That's strange, huh? 8 hits, 8 runs, 10 hits, 10 runs, 6-6. Making the hits count.
The center field for Bill Miller and a hit. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
And Don Moore in the series finale between the Red Sox and the Devil Rays as we take a look at the road ahead, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. And Scott Kazmir will be on the mound for the Devil Rays tomorrow. He was very impressive here at Fenway Park, his last appearance. September 14th of last year, 6 shutout innings as he beat the Red Sox. But we all remember what happened on September 27th. That's when he was pitching no-hit ball into the 4th inning, but hit Manny Ramirez and Kevin Millar back-to-back batters. After the Millar hit-by pitch, Kazmir was ejected, left the game with a no-hitter. Sox were trailing 2-0 at the time. They went on to win that game and clinch a wild card berth in the process. So we'll see the young left-hander tomorrow here at Fenway Park.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Yes, he was very impressive against the Red Sox.
He was one of the best young left-handers we saw certainly last year.
Bellhorn sending it foul down the left field line. That'll carry him back down again.
There's always a few games a year you remember pitching-wise from the opposition. You know, I think the Jason Smith game in San Francisco last year, Ted Lilly pitching a game against the Red Sox, and Kazmir, that game he beat Pedro Martinez.
Johan Santana also at Minnesota last year. Those two went head-to-head, Pedro Martinez and Johan Santana. Santana, of course, winning the Cy Young. Oh, 0-2 to Bellhorn.
Where do we get these scarves done? You know?
I don't know. I like them very much, so I think it looks very nice on you.
I saw John Sterling wearing a nice scarf the other day for the Yankees doing the radio, so.
Swing and a miss for Bellhorn. And he strikes out for the 2nd time tonight.
Danny Baez, of course, a lot of success last year. Nice Red Sox scarf. I'm not exactly sure where we got this.
I don't know either, but stay with it.
So take that, John Sterling.
Yours is much more fashionable, I think. Damon rolls it slowly towards shortstop. Lugo on the run and in time to get Damon. Up to second base goes Bill Miller. And there's 2 down in the inning.
Right fielder, number 7, Trot Nixon.
Here comes Trot Nixon, who's had a 2-hit night. And Manny Ramirez each with 2 hits tonight. Manny's have both been for long balls. The 2-run home run in the 3rd, the grand slam in the 4th. Nixon's got a double and a single. As we anticipated, tonight a sellout, 35,106.
I bet you tomorrow's a sellout too. Want to put money on it?
No. 150th sellout in a row. Two and one now to Nixon. Manny Ramirez waiting on deck. Responsible for all the Red Sox offense tonight. Slow start to the season, but he has heated it up here in a hurry tonight in game number 11 of the season. Broken bat, look out. Baez had to get out of the way. Cantu at second base throws out Nixon, and the Red Sox are gone in the 8th. On to the 9th. Boston on top 6-1. And as we head to the top half of the 9th inning, the Red Sox bring in Mike Clement.
Clement making his 6th appearance for the Red Sox this season. Allowed no runs in 4 of his 5 outings this year. The only time he did allow a run was against Toronto. Last time he worked was Wednesday against the Yankees. A third of an inning, gave up a hit in that ball game.
He's got to deal with the bottom third of the Tampa Bay order. They've been very productive tonight as far as hits go. As combined, the 7, 8, and 9 men have 5 of the 8 Tampa Bay hits. Jorge Cantu now riding the 11-game hitting streak. Started things off with a double for him back in the 2nd inning. Clement taking over for Alan Embry, who worked the 8th inning, gave up a hit, and had a strikeout. On the ground off the side of the mound, directed out towards Renteria. He throws on to first for the first out of the inning.
Stay tuned after the game for W.E. Mason's Extra Innings and Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. Tom, Karen, and Gary Diaz-Sassino. What a great addition that is to our crew. We'll break down Matt Clement's Fenway debut. They'll give you manager Terry Francona's take on tonight's game and a preview of tomorrow's pitching matchup. Stay tuned after the game. Full hour of highlights, analysis, and interviews. You know, Bob Tewksbury, who has spent a few years with us as an analyst, excellent analyst for us here at Nesson, has moved on with the Red Sox organization and is dealing with the minor leagues and what do you call it?
Psychologist. He's a team psychologist.
Exactly, which is very important, you know, to young kids who are making the adjustments. Some of them leaving school for the first time, high school, leaving home for the first time, coming out of college into the professional ranks. So good luck to Bob on that, and a great addition in Gary Diaz-Sassino to our crew.
I give Bob a lot of credit. He went back to school to get his degree and had been working on that over the last few years. This is Chris Singleton pinch hitting with 1 down in the inning. But very nice man. We wish him a lot of luck. He was very good at what he did here. I wonder if he will miss it at all. But sounds like it's going to be very rewarding for him in his new job. This is line foul. Had a chance to do a couple games with Tukes when you were on the DL in spring training last year during your surgery.
We talked about how hard he worked. You know, last year we were doing the playoffs, and I was assisting those guys on the pre and post game show while you guys were at the site.
Yeah.
And he'd be getting there early, and he'd be doing homework, you know, like stuff from college that he had to get done. So he really worked hard at it, and good luck to him.
Singleton lines it into right field, a base hit. A 1-out single for Chris Singleton, the pinch hitter.
Third baseman, number 8,
Alex Gonzalez has had quite a night for Tampa Bay. 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double for the number 9 hitter in the Tampa Bay order. Red Sox infield a double play depth as the pitch misses. And the count evens 1-1 to Gonzalez. Red Sox starter tonight, Matt Clement, with the first 7 innings, giving up 7 hits and a run. Walked 2, struck out 6, and stands to get the victory for the Red Sox in his debut here at Fenway Park tonight. The 2-1. The strike, and it evens up now at 2-2. This is the second game of the road trip for Tampa Bay. They've got 1 game left here against the Red Sox, then 2 in New York against the Yankees. If we're heading back home to Tampa Bay, a lot of home games with Lou Piniella's crew. Tampa Bay last year away from Tropicana Field 29-52 on the road. On top of the order, Carl Crawford waiting on deck. Off the end of the bat, foul. Still 2-2 to Gonzalez. That youngster deserves it. On a cold night here all night, got himself a souvenir.
That guy looked like the guy in the Bee Gees.
One of the Gibbs?
Yeah.
Small 3-2.
Barry Gibbs, isn't it? Is it Barry Gibbs?
Yeah, Barry's one of them, right?
Not Barry, though. What the?
Maurice?
No.
Could have been Maurice Gibbs.
No.
So this is how it's going to be. You're just going to blurt stuff out whenever it comes into you.
Can't you hear him now? Staying alive. Staying alive. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Into right center field, and that falls for a hit. Singleton is headed for third base. Nixon up with it. His throw to third. Hits the runner, and Bill Miller runs it down quickly.
What a night for Alex Gonzalez. 4 for 4 in this game. 3 singles and a double. Started the day at 280. That average probably up to about 400. Don't have many at-bats this time of the year. Toward the end of the bat, here's the throw from Nixon at third. It's going to hit the runner, Singleton, in the back. And fortunately, did not carry him that far away from Bill Miller. So no other advancement either at third base or first base.
So runners at the corners, 1 down. Here's Carl Crawford. 0 for 3 with a walk. Crawford 1 for 7 in the series. As he rolls one down the first baseline, Timlin's got to hurry up, throws it, it hits Crawford.
Wow.
Out.
What a play by McCarty. How in the world did he catch that?
Scoring from third was Singleton, but now 2 down.
I mean, from where Timlin throws this ball, he's in foul territory. He's got to throw it behind Crawford, who's got great speed. How in the world did McCarty catch this?
Unbelievable.
Wow. To the right of the helmet, over the right shoulder, and somehow it ends up in the glove of David McCarty. What a play. Nice play by Timlin, too. I didn't think there was any chance at all they'd get him at first base. He can't even see the baseball.
Unbelievable. Able to pick it. He showed it to Paul Nauert for the second out of the inning. Singleton scored, so Tampa Bay grabs their second run. Up to second when Gonzalez.
It's a play that you never expect to be complete. It is a great shot out here It's going to go right over the shoulder, and right there, there's no way David McCarty can see that baseball. He puts the glove out, and it's right in the webbing.
Leo Lugo had a hit back in the third inning, 1 for 4 tonight. Fouled off to the right, and it's 0-2.
That Bill Wanless behind home plate?
It is indeed. The Vice President, Public Relations Director for the Pawtucket Red Sox. Yes.
And the Gibbs.
The Gibbs. The 0-2 pitch. Lugo strikes out, and the Red Sox win.